Hello, good day, happy cooking, good day everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and in case you're in another part of the world, good evening, and all that great stuff. So today we're gonna make a delicious recipe. This is a burnt Basque cheesecake from the region of Basque. That's the border between Spain and France. These are the only places where you can actually get this cheesecake. I've never really tried it in the US, and the only place that I tried it, it's in my home here, and I tried it in France. So here we go. So this is what we're gonna do. First, we have 4 little boxes. I bought the one that are 1/3 less of fat. If you are eating more fat, then you can use the regular one. So, but anyway, so there's like 4 little boxes of 8 ounces of cream cheese. That's the number one thing that you need. So what we'll do is, you're also gonna use a paddle. Let's move that thing. We're gonna use the paddle for, this is called a paddle, to mix the cheesecake. And also, I wanted to let you know that we're going to use the 11-inch skillet. We're gonna put this in the oven. That is the reason why I love Salad Master, because it's ovenware, it's cookware, it's a servingware. The only thing that is not is underwear. I'm not just kidding. Okay, so use the 11-inch skillet. So what I did is I took some butter. I actually melted some butter in the 1 quart, and then I smeared it at the bottom of the pan. Then I took parchment paper and I pressed it against it. The reason why we're gonna do this, because it's a crustless cheesecake, and it's the most amazingly delicious, and it's gluten-free. So the first thing is, let's put the paddle back on. I just wanted to show you how to do that. Okay, and then we're going to take the cream cheese 1 package at a time. Make sure that it's out of the package. It doesn't really matter if 2 want to go together, it's all right, as long as you can get it in there. And so that's 4 packages of the cream cheese. Then we are going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. So this is actually, I'm using it's called, let's see, powdered sugar, organic powdered sugar. You can use the regular sugar, but I like this one because it makes it a little bit smoother. So 1.5 cups. So I already put the recipe in there while you're watching me doing this. So let's start at low. Let's go a little bit closer. That way you don't have splatter everywhere. So start at low. What we want to do is make sure that the cream cheese and the sugar are very well incorporated. Also make sure that you have one of these spatulas handy, so that way when you need to scrape the sides, you will do that. Once the butter and the sugar are incorporated, what we want to do is we want to increase the speed. Now also I have here some passion fruit. We need some passion on your life, so I'm going to add that, but not quite yet. So now let's increase the amount of speed. We want to make sure that the cream cheese and the sugar are super smooth. So see why I didn't want to increase the speed earlier on, because if I did, then I will splatter everywhere in my face and all over the counter. See, now that it's all incorporated, I can go as fast as I want. Beautiful. This is one of my favorite recipes to make and to eat for dessert. I'm not a big dessert person. I'm not into sweets, I'm not into salty, I'm into food. But one of my favorites is for dessert is this. I barely ever order dessert anywhere. Okay, so slow it down. So take the spatula and let's scrape the sides. we want to make sure that every bit of the cream cheese is completely dissolved and smooth. Okay? So now that we have that, back to the drawing board, we're going to add a little pinch of salt. And when I mean a pinch, it's a pinch. That'll bring the sugar in case you didn't put a lot of sugar. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to add, this is the passion fruit. Give it a quick increase to the speed, speed it up a bit. I threw the seeds and all, even the pulp in there. So if you find a piece of pulp, just eat it. Okay? So slow down the speed and throw one egg at a time. Increase the speed a little bit. Between each of the eggs, do about 15 seconds. 15 seconds is count to 15. And I've already been talking for about 10. So now I'm gonna add the second egg. And actually, best practice when you throw in eggs into your cheesecake, just in case you find a chicken, put it in a little bowl and throw it in there. Give it another 15 seconds. Increase the speed. It's 6 eggs in total, so 1 egg at a time, 15 seconds apart. This is gonna be very liquidy, and in fact, when you get it out of the oven, it's gonna be also very liquidy, but as a set, it's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. By the way, while you're doing this, preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So I do 450 to, actually I do 400, yeah, 400 to start, and then I increase it to 450 just to burn it a little bit at the top. Oh, and I already talked more than 15 seconds. So let's add the other egg. That's 5 eggs. Increase the speed one more time. And this is the last egg, 6 eggs. There you go. Increase the speed a little bit more. And by the way, passion fruit is one of the most antioxidant, amazing antioxidant fruit. So if you can find it, plant one at home because it grows like weed. Within 1 year, you will have like about 100 of them. I grow one in my place, and it seems like even through the winter, I will have about 6 or 8. They are loved by the bees and they are loved by the caterpillars. So they propagate like crazy. You will always have an abundance of them. Okay. Now that you have thrown all the eggs, now you're gonna add 2 cups of heavy cream, which is basically what they call heavy whipped cream. But the thing is with this, make sure that you add it at a low speed. And this is approximately 2 cups and a little bit. I just put the whole thing. This is like about 473 mils, so it's a pint. So add it slowly. With one of these, you can make about a pound of butter, just to give you an idea where we're at. So it's very rich, very delicious. You don't have to eat it all by yourself. You can share with families and friends. Slow it right down, stop it. And then remember, any little chunks that are on the side, because look at this. I kid you not, you will find those kind of big chunks in there. And we want everything to be liquefied. Otherwise, I'll put that piece in the center, but then when I cut it, I'll find like a big chunk lump of basically cream cheese, flavored cream cheese. Okay, so take the time. Okay. And back again. And let's add a little bit more speed. Now we're gonna add some Grand Marnier. You can use about, I usually don't like to measure anything, so about 1/4 of a cup. It's incredibly delicious, the flavor that it gives it with the passion fruit. Okay, let's increase the speed one more time. Stop it and make sure that there's nothing in the center, no lumps in the center, anything on the side. Make sure that you also scrape it. Once again, we're almost done. And then what we'll do is, normally it has 1/4 cup of flour. I'm gonna use 1/4 cup of almond flour. So just add it and then slowly raise the speed, increase the speed. And don't worry, just because it's almond flour, it's not going to be grainy or lumpy. At least you're making it gluten-free. Okay, increase the speed. There we have it. To leave for one moment, leaving you in charge here. I already made a mess, as you can see. Increase the speed one more time. Sometimes these machines, this is a KitchenAid professional, well, I guess it's a stand-up mixer. Sometimes they come with a little cover here, but by the time that I find it somewhere, I'm sure through this time that I'm staying at home for the next few days, I probably will get excited, inspired, and determined to maybe clean up my area where I have all these baking things, or hire someone to do it. Or maybe not, because nobody can go to work right now. And by the way, to my sweet neighbors, if in Peralta, if anybody is needing food, soups, anything, let me know. I'll make it, I'll drop it off. Only in my neighborhood though. So if you're not in my neighborhood and you're not an elderly, I'm not dropping anything for you. You have to make it. One more time. Increase it to about 6. And I can hear it already that it's just perfect, like I need it and I want it. Okay, so we're done with that. So what we need to do is prepare our area. These forks I didn't use. This is white, clean. Because I want to show you what to do with this. Believe me, when I'm done with my paper towel, I will be done with my paper towel. Back to cloth. Okay, so, okay, take the paddle off. I should have done that before I disengaged. I got rid of my thingy too early. Okay, bring the 11-inch skillet. See, you have to be always on the ball. Remember to put the butter at the bottom. As you can see, it's this butter in there. Press it, cut the extra paper. You don't want paper hanging out in your oven all over the place. Let me take this. And make sure you mix this really good. And then just pour it in the 11-inch skillet. Making sure I didn't leave any. It smells amazing. This is the exact recipe for the 11-inch skillet. And don't worry, I will show you pictures afterwards like I always do. I always post a picture after it's done. Right now at this point, I don't want to be doing 2 cheesecake because I will eat them. And right now, sometimes I can't find the ingredients. Okay. Next thing that you want to do is set the bubbles. See, a liquidy. So settle the bubbles because you'll see bubbles at the top. Bubbles before you put it in the oven is means bubbles after it's done. Okay, so if you see any little bubbles, bubble, just dissolve them a little bit. Okay, so in your oven, no handles. So notice like I'm putting it without the handles, but when I pick it out of the oven, I will put the handles on. Put it in a middle rack, or if you don't have a big oven, you're from those European countries that you guys don't have the big ovens that we have here in America, then you can put it in those little mini toaster oven. The 11-inch skillet fits perfect in there. Just be careful with the amount of paper that is on the outside. Cut it out, okay? For the garlic. Oh, not before the garlic, I have to show you what to do with the topping. We're gonna make pineapple topping. And then I'll show you the bonus recipe is a build your immune system recipe, how to keep roasted garlic at home, and you can eat it on your avocado toast, you can eat it by itself, you can put it in on a cheese platter, you can put it on soup, you can put it on spaghetti. It's gonna be amazing. And in fact, for the pineapple recipe, very simple. Let me move the camera a bit here. Maybe a little bit more, like right there. Fresh pineapple. This, I cannot tell you enough. You need the fresh pineapple, okay? So just completely clean it on the outside. Usually I cut the both ends on both sides. Then I put a slit in the middle. Then I actually peel the skin completely where there are no little prickly eyes on the outside. I cannot stand those prickly eyes in my food from pineapples. So I cut it really into slices, really small. So put it in there. Oh, this is meant for me. I saved this one for me because I'm gonna eat it later. That's all I need, okay? Then we're gonna use cinnamon, approximately a teaspoon. Then this is coconut sugar, which is low glycemic. So whenever you put cinnamon on something that is very sugary, if you have, if your sugar is too high, this will actually help you lower the amount of insulin that it hits your body or your bloodstream. So always consult with your doctor, of course, on everything. But from some of the studies that I've learned stuff from, cinnamon is an amazing anti-inflammatory. And so as well, if you have pain, it's also really good for that, which actually inflammation is pain. So whenever I use anything sugar, I'm going to put cinnamon. How much sugar did I use? 3/4 of a cup is enough. So then, do I need water? No, I don't need any water because this pineapple is so juicy. What you can do, put to make it really delicious, and so you don't waste the little bit of butter that you have left over, I'm gonna put a little bit of butter on the top, and then just cover it, tune it to medium, and when it starts to click, I am going to open it so I can pull it apart with a fork, so it's like little bits and pieces of the pineapple. Now to roast the garlic, very simple. We're gonna use the electric skillet, one of my favorite pans now. Okay, and it should be yours too, because whenever you're cooking a meal, this is like a one pan that you can make a whole entire meal. So I'm gonna raise the temperature for those of you who I've taught you before, but for those of you who are brand new watching, to press the temperature, press the button, the red button up, not up, press the red and white, the white with the red outline on the outside, and then you just hold the arrow up until you get to 450 degrees. Then you hook it up into your skillet in the hole. Make sure that it's pushed in all the way, and looks like I have a little bit of water here. And what you want to do is you want to preheat this for a little bit. Okay, I could have been doing that, but I didn't want to do that because I had this to do and I had that to do and this to do. So anyway, if you have any questions, make sure that you put a comment below. If you like this recipe, make sure that you share it with all your friends and families. Remember that we're in this together and we're learning together. So make sure that you like, share with your friends, have a watch party after you finish watching this. Maybe watch party with your customers or your families or whoever you want to show this recipe to. There's nothing out there that I've tasted in my life that is so delicious and so amazing. It is gluten free. So, okay, so let's keep on that. Now, for the garlic, prepare it. This is enough garlic. Yes, the vampires are coming. So, no, garlic is like truly one of the most effective, most amazing, bar none, when it comes to fighting viruses, okay? I made this soup that is made out of 60 garlic cloves. And I already drank that last night. But anyway, if you feel under the weather, if you feel a little bit of a scratchy throat, if you feel like you have runny nose, if you feel that you have a little bit of pain in your body, make this garlic soup. It is so amazing. So I used about 30 peeled garlics, and then I also roasted 30 garlic bulbs, like 30 garlic cloves, but these were fresh ones with the skin and all. So 30 without the skin, 30 with the skin. So basically I roasted the ones without the skin first. I took them out. Then with the heated skillet, so of course the skillet has to be at 450 degrees. So then after I roasted this, I took them out, and then I washed all the bulbs, and then I separated the little cloves with the skin. I threw them in there. I roasted them as well. Then I took some thyme, a lot of thyme. Remember, you must have thyme. People who have inabilities to breathe, thyme and cumin, there's nothing like it, and it's all over the world. You don't need to go and buy some like hippie stuff, okay? This is stuff that you can find at home. Easy, cheap, and effective more than anything else in the world. So please take advantage of the herbs that you have in your garden or you have in your grocery store. So if you want to make this tea for respiratory system, is cumin and thyme. And so you boil the water, you add the cumin and the thyme, and then just before you serve it, you put a little bit of fresh lemon juice and you put a tablespoon of honey. Other than that, make the soup. I already shared the soup, I think, with some of the people out there, which is the 50 garlic soup, 60 garlic cloves altogether. By the way, look at this, it's already looking amazing. I'm gonna lower the heat, but it's key every time. And I had a vicious cold, and I'm telling you, the symptoms that I hear today about the new virus in the environment, I had those horrible symptoms when I was traveling through Oregon, Portland, Oregon, right after I came back. So I think it was in Oregon where I got exposed to some flu, horrible, like nasty, whatever it was out there. I was in bed for a week. Thank goodness for Netflix, because I watch a lot, and Prime Video and all that kind of thing. So anyways, you notice I don't need any water, so the water from the pineapple is doing the job. So turn it back up to medium. Back to my garlic story. Garlic soup, okay? For the garlic soup, 60 cloves, 30 naked cloves, 30 with the skin still, with the little peel in the back. And then you put a whole onion, chop it up after you roast it. Take the garlics out, the one that was in the skin, take it out of the skin, put it together, set it aside. Then you take a whole onion, or 2 onions if possible, chop them up as well, roast them, and then you add thyme. We already roasted the thyme, and then you add cumin to it, and cinnamon, and then you add 1 cup of coconut cream, and then cook it all up. Then take out the twigs from the thyme, blend it, and drink that thing. Let me tell you, it's really high in sulfuric acid, so of course you're gonna get a little bit of the fart. You're gonna get gas because there's sulfur in there, but it's also gonna get rid of a lot of bacteria, including people who suffer from yeast infections. Garlic is such an amazing, garlic and coconut oil together, amazing for getting rid of yeast, okay? So candidiasis. Okay, so here we go. So this should be already preheated properly all the way. I'm doing a lot of garlic, so this is a lot of garlic, as you can see. I'm doing the whole thing because I want to keep that garlic, and I'm going to use that garlic as if I'm eating a piece of candy, because that's exactly how garlic turns out to be when you roast it. It's like truly like a piece of candy. Okay, so just take the little twigs, make sure that you wash all these twigs really good. Okay, if you can just take it off I'm not gonna be blending this. This is basically for a cheese platter, or I can use it for soup or my spaghettis. Meanwhile, keep on this, guys. I better get a handle. So whenever I have it on the stove, I don't need the handles, but when I need to be shaking things up a bit, look at this, how it's coming along. This is for the cheesecake. I don't want the smell of garlic in there though. Then we take some high quality unfiltered olive oil. And you're gonna hear it pop. Cover it. Keep my oil close by. And we're going to roast. So this is how you roast your garlic. You can put it, like I say, in tomato soup. That tomato soup that I made the other day, this will be just perfect. But other than that, like say, you feel like even a little pinch on your throat, take a handful of garlic with honey, especially fresh is even better. But believe me, I did that. I took a teaspoon of fresh garlic, and I was like, oh, it was like somebody just, hit me in there. So I don't recommend it. But if you take like it's like eating nuts. If you take like a few cloves that are already roasted, you still have the aniline in there, and it's going to make you feel amazing. So just keep on doing this. You can hear the crackle. So I don't need to be watching them. I don't need to be doing anything with it. I just have to be right here with my garlic and doing this every once in a while. So that way every side, every piece will actually caramelize. Look at this. Meanwhile, this is gonna sit really beautiful. So what happened is the sugar is going to create, the coconut sugar is going to create a caramel-like type of texture with the pineapple. So before you're ready to serve that cheesecake, you basically, you cool it in the fridge for several hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, overnight's even better, and then you serve it with this delicious sauce. So you can do a pineapple sauce, so you can make a cherry sauce, you can do a blueberry sauce, mixed berry sauce, raspberry sauce, whatever you want, whatever is there. The idea is do whatever, cook whatever you have at home. See, this is starting to look beautiful. Look at that. Nothing kills viruses and bacteria like garlic does. No need to reinvent the wheel. Garlic has been used for thousands of years, and so is honey. Look at how much honey I keep. I mean, this is no hoarding. I buy honey like this almost every 2 weeks or every month. Every morning I have honey. Honey is very important for me. If I don't have honey, I can't be your honey, okay? Bad jokes, but believe me, I've been cooped up for at least a week in this house. So look at that. Oh my God. Absolutely beautiful. You want them to last a little bit longer? Then take a little pinch of salt. Remember the days when you went to Costco and you bought like a big tub of garlic and maybe half of the garlic will be gone and you go like, I'll never buy garlic at Costco. No, you can still buy it. Best way to preserve your garlic, if you buy like a big tub, then what you do is you take some mason jars, you fill them up, leave about this much off the top of the mason jar, and then what you do is you put it in the freezer whenever you need for spaghetti, for steak, for sauces, for chimichurri, whatever you're making. Oh yeah, I'm making chimichurri today. Then what you do is when you put it in the freezer, you just take out a few. If you want to chop it up on the salamasa machine, you put them in your hand, even frozen it will be cut. Or if you're using the little garlic presser, you can do it. You can wait till it defrosts a little bit. Or if you're just throwing them in a sauce and you're going to be blending the sauce, just from the freezer to the pan, and you will have amazing results. Okay, so look at the coloring already of this beautiful. You know, I've seen people doing the roasting garlic in the oven, but every time that we turn on the oven, we know that it's a lot of energy that is actually processing. In this day and age, we need to save also on the energy, because if everybody's doing the same thing, using the internet, using the light, always turn off the lights, do whatever it takes. That's why I love Salamasa, because it uses only 1/3 of the energy versus compared to using the oven. Even when we're cooking on the top of the stove, it's still, you're saving up to 75% of electricity, okay? Or even gas, at least 50% of the gas. But look at this. So this is starting to look beautiful. I just wanted to show you. Look at that. So you just keep on going. Just keep on like mixing them. They fall by themselves, but if you feel that you need to flip them on your own, you can. See that? You can make a paste. Oh my gosh, let me tell you what other thing is delicious. My gosh, I have to give you this recipe. Habanero and garlic. Oh, you just gave me a great idea. By the way, that garlic soup had 2 habaneros. So it was dealing with too many things at once. Okay, so habanero sauce. You take some fresh, actually you take habaneros and garlic and roast them at the same time with a little bit of olive oil. And then you mix them together and you make this delicious sauce that is almost like mayonnaise. It is the most amazing thing in the world if you want to put them on sandwiches and hamburgers. It is hot, but I mean, It is so delicious. So, and really good for you too. Fighting, like I say, viruses and bacteria is very important. It's my job. I do this all the time. I've been talking about using herbs forever. I've always told people, use what God has given us in the garden, and we don't have to go very far. We don't have to be chasing after things that you're like, oh, what is this? How does it taste like? Thyme tastes delicious, and garlic is amazing too. Okay. All right, folks, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I'm now going to make some chocolate. And after I'm finished with this, I have a huge mess to clean up. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to get it done. So, anyway, thank you for watching once again. Remember to share. Remember to have a watch party with your families, friends. And if you're a Salad Master owner or a Salad Master consultant, be sure to share this recipe with your families, friends, and customers. Thank you for watching. This is your flexitarian friend. Look at this. This is all my garlic roasted. And right now I can just turn it off and just let it roast for a little bit longer if I want to, but I don't have to use any more electricity. So thank you very much. This is your flexitarian friend, Jael Tanti. Until then, have a happy, healthy, and wealthy day. Remember, stay blessed, stay positive, and whatever it takes. Ciao, be happy.